Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to look back. We're going to look back at Blitz. A little bit of a different video because we're actually going to single 3 players out. Not for the bad, but actually for the good. And ultimately, it was my day in Blitz. When I sort of first started in Blitz, these 3 people were absolute legends. They were legends that you guys don't know about. So some of you, of course, that have been playing for a while may have heard of them, may have seen them, but more so the newer players are probably not aware of these kind of these 3 players that I'm going to show. Now, 2 of the players I'm going to talk about become actually some good friends of mine, especially one of them. I was a clan mate with him. We moved to GNA together. We was in Phoenix together. We spent a lot of time together on voice, and he almost, I would say, he changed my whole Blitz journey because he taught me how to play. He taught me how to play the game. He took me in training rooms when I was an absolute noob. I was 40-odd% and he would platoon with me, and ultimately I've always considered this guy as being the best player in the game, not because of stats, just because he was just so aware and he could do things that no other player could do in the game. Like, it was insane. When you watch it as part of a platoon, you're in awe because you're like, Jesus, how can he do that? Or how did he know how to angle correctly or to move correctly at the right time to get a bounce? Like, honestly, he was insane, and I've got everything to thank him for, because honestly, he did teach me everything he knows. But before we get on to the 3 legends that I'm talking about, we're going to watch this replay because this is, I mean, he plays it an absolute beast. He is an absolute beast in the IS-4. Yes, he does get a bit lucky at the end with an AFK, but just watch the timer because he gets very lucky. But having said that, he deserved it because he plays it absolutely fantastic and deserved the win. So we are watching the IS-4. Now, the IS-4 is a good tank when you know how to play. It is not as good as it once was, but it is still a good tank. And I mean, again, like I said, what a replay that you're going to see the rest of this game. I mean, so far, he now knows that IS-7 is AFK. He can see him on the minimap, he can see him, he knows he's AFK. Now, a lot of people, what a lot of people would do here is ignore these guys to go for the AFK because it is free damage. Not this guy. This guy does not do that, and he doesn't want to do that. So now it is a 2 versus 5. Him and the Object 268 version 4 against, say, 4 other tanks, because of course we do have a full hit point AFK, and that is just remember that a bit later on. So far, 4.8k damage. He's blocked 1100 damage, but he is starting to lose a lot of hit points. So what they're going to do is back up. Sadly, just after he take that shot, the Death Star does become available, and sadly does take out his last remaining teammate. So it was actually a 1 versus 5. A 1 versus 5, 1 versus 4 because of the AFK. But there is still a lot of work to do. Now, he is almost a one-shot to the Jagdpanzer E100. So, of course, he wants to keep him at bay. And, of course, getting rid of that Caro 45 was an absolute must because he's a medium, has the DPM, and getting rid of him was very, very vital. So now he's cleared the Object 268. However, he is a one-shot. And not only is he a one-shot, he is a 1 HE shot away from this Jagdpanzer. Now, even if he's trying to angle, if the Jagdpanzer shoots HE in even just in front of him, that will be enough to clear him. So far, it's 2.5 minutes left on the clock, so not long. But because he is a one-shot, he needs the Jagdpanzer to be the one to make the mistake, because if he makes the mistake, it is game over. Now, what he doesn't want to do here, he's on 6,000 damage. What he doesn't want to do is take too long to clear the Jagdpanzer. And even if he does clear the Jagdpanzer E100, then he wants enough time to go and deal with the AFK full hit point IS-7. So gets a beautiful shot there into the Jag. Brings him down. I'm not sure if he's quite a one shot. I mean, he has to high roll if he is going to clear that guy. So he's still potentially a two shot. And there is the time is running down. Now, sadly, he wasn't looking at the Jag there, so he doesn't want to risk turning his gun because he will get shot. Now, he's actually on the right side of him now, because what he could actually do is, instead of just standing here behind a building waiting for time to go down, what he could actually do is reverse up close to get close to the IS-7. So if he's not got a shot against the Jag, he can actually get a shot against the IS. But no, just in time, he gets the shot on the Jag. The Jag actually misses his shot, so he can now push forward to get the kill. And that is now 6 kills, 6,900 damage, but he only has 1 minute left on the clock to deal with this IS-7. 2,500 hit points to get through. Can he do it? Now, at this point, over 7,000 damage, he's going to want to get the kill. Now, unfortunately, that shot there, that was a tough one to take, that shot there. But yeah, 35 seconds left on the clock. He's also running out of AP, which also sucks, because that also then means he's going to do less damage to this IS-7. Now, with 23, 22, 21 seconds left on the clock, all we can hope for at this point is maybe a few high rolls and maybe a little bit of fire, because I mean, what, 10 seconds left on the clock. Now, he managed to get that shot off. Look at the reload, look at the time. He is just under a second ahead of that timer, and as soon as it hits 0, he wins the game. You can't get any closer to a victory than that. Well deserved. 9,400 damage done, 1,500 damage block, 7 kills, well deserved ace, 1 versus 5. What an absolute battle that was. And I wanted to show it because everyone that I'm about to show you as well is also capable of doing that. So the first legend that I do want to show and talk about is Xenodium. Now, he's been around for a very, very long time. And if you look at stats, I mean, yeah, the average stats nowadays for a good player. But if you look on, I don't think they really do it no more, but what Blitz Stars or Blitz Stars at the time, they used to do ranked tanks. Now, this guy, Xenodium, Zeno, Philip, however you want to call him, he was literally ranked #1 on almost every single tank that he had. Like all tier 10s, all tier 9s, tier 8s, even tier 3s like the Kenny Otsu, he was ranked #1. Now, sadly, he doesn't play as much anymore, and we do miss him. But yeah, I've got all my thanks to this guy, because honestly, he changed the way I play. He taught me everything I know. Now, the next up, this guy was all about stats back in the day. Nowadays, you know, good players, they re-roll, they get better stats. This was never a re-roll, and he was ranked #1 for stats. It is, of course, the honor, or the honor. Honestly, back in the day, he was a legend because of how good his stats were. I mean, 161,000 battles played, 80% win rate. Like, it was insane. And every time you come up against this guy, you were scared, because he would never play on his own either. He was always with a platoon with someone else that was mega OP. But the true legend of Blitz is someone you guys have probably never even heard of. It is a guy that's probably had the most amount of battles ever. It is Poland Punisher. Now, the reason he is an absolute legend, look at that battle count, 220,000 battles. Now, if that's not shocking enough, just go look at his tanks. I mean, 39 tanks he's aced, and he's only ever had 181 tanks, which is nothing. I've got over 600 and I've not even had 70,000 battles. But if you look at his tanks, I mean, the T62, 59,000 battles alone in that one tank. It is crazy. It's 27,000 battles just in the E50M. 14,000 battles in the STB, 14,000 in the IS-7, 13.5 in the IS-3 the Defender, and 13,000 in the E100, 9,000 in the E5, and so on. Like, every time you see this guy, he was basically in a T62A. Like, to have that many battles in one tank was truly insane. Now, don't look at the masteries here because it only says 19, but he would have thousands. It was only because this was implemented a lot later on. I mean, he had about 50,000 battles years ago, so of course he doesn't play as much. It was rumored that it was a share account as well, so someone was always playing this account, which it had to be. It really did have to be for that amount of battles he has played. So let me know in the comments, do you know any of the 3 guys that I've shown you in today's video? Because all 3 will always be, to me, known as legends. But for now, hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.